Hello, and welcome to Plot Armor. I'm your DM, Avalon, and we are running a single-player campaign in the world of Io Um, oh, introductions are so hard
I
and
hate
weird. Um,
introductions. I hate them with a passion. It's like, can we just jump into things and like not have to deal with them? But people like them.
as I said, I'm the DM. I repeated it because I'm bad at this. Um,
We'll get better.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
So, hi, I'm Tiff. My character is Kaji Kamatail, Asimar Stars Druid. I'm terrible at introduction stuff too, so we're gonna leave it at that, and maybe things will get more interesting as time goes on and I have more to add.
I mean, if they don't, I think we've both failed, but
Failure's okay. You know, we learn from failure. We bring things back from failure. If we fail, so what, right?
this is true. This is true.
There you go.
Um, So, last session, I'm going to sort of recap the last few sessions, just the last couple, just because we got introduced to the world. I explained a bit about how this nation that we're in works and how the family works, and then we got to play some carnival games. You won some things, you lost some things, met a few NPCs whose names I don't remember, but I'm sure you do. Um, I'm sorry, I should stop talking smack about myself. Anyway, um and that was basically where we left off. End of that first day, going into the second day of the festival. Um yeah, you've got some prize tickets that you can redeem and
I do have
uh
prize tickets. I have to go see like where I put my notes for my prize tickets. What do I have? Prize tickets. I was
probably in
supposed
that channel that you named notes.
probably in the channel that I named notes and said that I'd go back and listen to everything to figure out exactly what I got, and then I didn't because,
Because whoopsie.
well, A, because whoopsie, B, because, chaos. So, yeah, whoopsie.
You
But
have,
I
according
have,
to your notes,
according to my notes, I at least have 4 red tickets, 2 blue tickets, and a gold ticket.
and then you also earned some gold.
I think the
Like,
gold is the part that I'm not.
yeah, but that's also not super duper important.
No,
You're a princess after all. You
I
have
I have an
you have
allowance.
gold.
Yeah.
You could always just be like, "Hey, mom, care package plus." I mean, maybe you can. I don't know. We'll
Hey,
find out.
mom.
But anyway, so yeah, you got a handful of tickets of varying tiers. Do you want to redeem them? Do you have something else in mind that you would like to do?
Well, I know that in the I know that on this server we have these festivals show up every other month. Do we have an indication how long it'll be before the next festival here, or do we have any
Well,
idea?
since time isn't as wonky in the stream, and we're actually going to have a system of days. Um, I am not making a new calendar for the game, but um, since it is linear time, more or less, um, I'd say in a few months, probably.
Okay.
Um, in a few months of game time. The festivals are situated throughout the year. They're not all clustered together. So it'll depend on how quickly we move and what happens.
Well,
Um,
knowing that it'll be a while before our next actual festival pops up, I think I'll want to go ahead and spend what I can.
okay.
All right.
Sorry, I'm just looking back at my notes for how things work. At your leisure.
Well,
Okay, so, sorry, I said at your leisure, but I didn't actually mean it. I think I was talking to myself. Um, you into the prize tent, and you see a halfling or a gnome person. Sorry. You would probably have met this person from time to time. They tend to do work with the Comet Tail family and like in and around the main square and palace and stuff. This is Quark. They are a non-binary gnome, enchanter and artificer in the city of Dragonhead, and They are primarily known for their shop, Quark's Quick and Quirky. Um, Quark's Quick and Quirky, you would know, specializes in fast, inexpensive enchantments that have a little quirk. They tend to do things that aren't intended, or they might not last as long as they should. But they continue to get business because cheap and fast and convenience is worth a lot.
That it is.
The tent as you go in is lined with a variety of different trinkets and stuff. You can see a couple of toys like milling about on the ground, just running around chasing each other. You can see a line of wands in a glass case. You can see just various bits and baubles, each with a band around it that indicates the ticket that can purchase it, as it were, blue, red, and gold. Or red, blue, and gold if you want those in ascending order. Yeah, and you also see like a rack of potions. The potions are with blue tickets.
I was gonna ask,
red,
like, if we start with like red and just like kind of get an idea of what is it red, and then what is blue, and then what is gold.
Yeah. So red tickets you can see are really simple, like wind up toys or things that do like one really minor thing. Like oh Lord, I immediately forgot what I was trying to say. Oh, like you can see a little toy. It looks like a jellyfish on a string, and if you squeeze it, it'll start glowing.
Oh.
You can see sorry, I'm trying to look up something real quick, but my computer's being annoying. I wasted too much time this morning and didn't plan properly.
That's not what you ever say. You just go with it.
There's a little like toy treasure chest that looks like it has teeth, and you can whisper something to it and it'll repeat that every few seconds. And other little trinkets and toys like that. Really simple things that they might be useful in really creative circumstances, but aren't going to be the kind of thing that like wins you a fight or anything like that.
Okay. Well, she is first going to pop over to the little mimicking mimic, and look at it a little bit further, like, oh, this is quite interesting. What is?
Oh, this is quite interesting.
Yes. What is the price on this?
The gnome comes over and looks down at it and well, that is that's just a red ticket, as it were.
Well, I think I'm enamored with it, so I believe she hands over a red ticket. Is it all right?
Oh yes, of course. They take the red ticket and put it in a pouch on their hip and hand over the little mimicking mimic, and they take off the red band before they hand it over, of course. And you now have whenever tapped by a creature, the object emits a recorded message that can be heard up to 10 feet away. You utter the message when you tap the creature, and the recording can be no more than 6 seconds long. Essentially, it's a vine. You can instill a vine on this mimic.
That's my mimic vine. Cool.
Sorry, my computer's really being annoying today.
It happens. All right, so we've got a mimicking mimic. That's going to cost her 1 of her 4 red tickets. She's got 3 more that she wants to spend, and she definitely wants to spend them all. So, what is another option she can buy with her red tickets?
So there are also There are also objects, little words are hard. Dang it. I'm like vibrating, I'm shaking. Um you can see not all of the toys and stuff are magical in nature. Um there are a handful of different mundane toys like stuffed animals and stuff like that. Um those are also worth red tickets. There are little toys that you can activate to emit an odor of your choice. They tend to be used by people for like stink bombs and the like.
Nice. Very nice.
The kind of thing that can be irritating within a room, but probably won't do like damage or cause retching or anything like that. Just the kind of thing that can be irritating.
She'll add one of those. Her little
Um,
stink bomb, whatever.
you see a little monocle. When you wear it and activate it, you can create a small illusion, or you can create like an illusion of simple shapes or text on a surface with this special monocle.
She will take that as well.
And you do also see that the tickets can all be just swapped for gold if you wish to, or different coins. I use gold interchangeably with money, but
Money.
yeah, you get my point. The tickets, in addition to the things that you can get with the tickets can be exchanged for red tickets can be exchanged for 5 copper each. Blue tickets 5 silver each, and gold tickets 5 gold each, if you prefer money instead of trinkets.
No, these things are fun. We're gonna have fun things. She's got one more red ticket to spend.
You also see you can see a little box that when you open it, it plays a song, and there's a little twirling fairy in it. That's like
Yes.
a box like the size of your hand.
She will totally take that.
You are making notes of these, correct?
I am adding them all to my bag. Yep.
Okay.
That's all of her red tickets. So
Blue tickets, you get into more advanced sorts of things that, for the sake of simplicity, they are wands that can cast a first level spell. We can basically any first level spell that you want. I'm saying this as a character, or out of character rather. And every time they do, you have to roll a d100, and they risk. Essentially, it causes a wild magic surge.
sweet. We're doing one of those. What do we call that?
And for blue tickets, you can also get simple potions like potions of basic healing, or
What do we call this spell thing?
just call it unstable wand.
Unstable wand. Lovely.
If you have a request for spell.
I'll think about that.
Okay. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. Blue tickets, potions. Yes. Okay. Sorry. The Lord, I had so many ideas a couple days ago and lost all of them. Potions that can do things like help you talk to animals. Potions that would allow you to translate language more easily. Simple things like that.
A potion that lets her translate languages. might be useful. I gotta double check that she. I always like having comprehend languages of some sort, and I don't think she has
Yeah.
it yet. So yeah,
As a
potion.
druid, I don't think you can. I don't know if it's on your list. But anyway,
But yeah,
sorry, I'm trying to pull
she'll do
something up
that.
right now.
That is something she will do.
Of course. I'm trying to look some stuff up. Um, you can also get potions that would allow you to climb more easily, if that were something you would seek.
She only has
That's
the
something
2
you can
blue tickets, so she'll get a wand for sure, and then she'll get like a potion of what is that? Potion of comprehend languages.
Yeah. I think it's called a potion of comprehension in the rules or whatever.
If we go like official stuff.
Looking at the potion as Quark hands it over, the small vial is full of a clear liquid with bits of like salt and soot swirling around in it. It's actually kind of pretty to sort of twist around and shake up and watch, kind of like a snow globe. Gold tickets, on the other hand, are sorry, give me a second. I'm pulling up a list again. The gold tickets are more useful, more permanent types of things. You can see a piece of armor that never gets dirty. There are boots that make it look like you're walking backwards. That'll basically make it so that you don't leave real tracks. There are die that when you roll them, they come up however you want. You choose what number you want them to roll as when you roll them. Clothes that fix themselves when they get torn or injured. Yeah, whatever. I'm sticking with it. There's a token or a little sort of amulet that's shaped like a feather made out of silver. That will stop you from falling. Well, not stop you, but it'll make you fall slower.
Slow fall.
Yeah. There's a hat that when you wear it and speak its command word, it'll let you summon a small vermin of your choice.
I will have all the squirrels. It'll be great.
It does have limited charges, and well, it operates with charges, but the charges come back at dawn, and the summoned animal doesn't last forever, because of course it doesn't.
Is the summoned
You're
animal?
druid, so you get summon animal stuff
I was
anyway.
like, I'm already a druid, but I like to kind of have all the animals. Like if I were to summon these animals through this, would they be as cool as my animals? Would they listen to me? Would I just be like, oh crap, I brought a whole bunch of rats into the world? How would that work?
Well, answering your question in character, because why not? Well, when you summon a creature, you would, if you can concentrate on it, you can what's the word? Command it. But sometimes, unfortunately, sometimes the hat does summon creatures uncontrollably. I'm still working out that bug. But when that does happen, if you destroy the hat, it'll stop.
Interesting. She looks at the hat briefly and just kind of glances back towards the moonwalking shoes. I'm like,
You also see a lock that'll magically shift positions when people try to unlock it.
Magically shift positions, like how?
like the tumblers inside the lock. Sorry for not describing well. Um, the tumblers inside the lock will shift if someone tries to pick the lock. If they try to open it without the key, basically. Um, there's a special tattoo you can also see. Um, it's a special kind of needle array made out of silver that's wound in silk, and when you attune to the item, you can determine the shape and position of the tattoo however you want. As a bonus action, you can change where it is and what it looks like. And once per day, you can use it to cast the Disguise Self spell.
That's interesting. So she kind of like, at this point, she's kind of looking at the tattoo. But she's also really...
Is there anything that you were hoping to find?
Not in particular. Not entirely sure what there is at this point. I'm more interested in just kind of browsing and see what's available. The dice look very interesting. But so does the tattoo.
The tattoo is very good. There is a bit of a quirk with it, as it were, where sometimes it can make people afraid of you. Not everybody, but like sometimes when a person tries, if they happen to see through the disguise ability that it has, sometimes they'll be afraid of you, and that can cause problems for some people. But otherwise, the tattoo can be very, very beautiful depending on the imagination of the wearer.
And you can see her just kind of pondering this as she looks over some of her options, glancing at the dice, messing around a little bit with the lock, because I've got these fun little props here, so me as well.
I don't know what you intend to do, ma'am, but there are other things that might be useful if you're a traveling sort. This, and they hold up a small cube that smells very, very, very faintly of brimstone. It's about 3 inches on each side. With this, if you activate it, you can keep a room warm if you're somewhere where it's cold. The space around the cube will stay really, really warm. It'll help keep you safe if you're somewhere cold.
On the assumption that, like, do I know about traveling? Like, I know that there's like the rites of the like heir to whatever that they do the pilgrimage type of thing. But do I know that that's coming up for me?
I would say yes. Out of character, it's... Well, not... I don't mean out of character. Like, on a meta level, it tends to happen when the heir determines their specialty in whatever talents they have. In your case, it was when you... Well, shortly after.
Level.
You chose your druid circle. But, like, essentially whenever they choose their subclass, and are an adult.
Okay.
In yeah.
And then with what she knows about like her little island nation, are there areas that are frigid? Are there areas she needs to worry about being cold in?
Specific areas, not so much. The winter here can be brutal sometimes, depending on where you are and what resources you have. It can get very, very cold. It can snow tends to build up easily and stuff. It doesn't melt very quickly. But there aren't like, oh, this town is specifically at the top of a mountain and is always cold. There's nothing like that.
Okay.
The island isn't big enough to cross multiple biomes. So it's all fairly it's all more or less the same in terms of average temperature and climate. It's all that sort of um, dense forestry that gives way to beaches towards the water and stuff. Like it's a fairly comfortable place to live for most of the year,
Okay.
but the
Fairly
winters
clement, temperate for the most
harsh.
part. So
Um,
she'll just kind of like, I appreciate the offer of the brimstone. It's not quite what I'm in the market for at the moment. I mean, I don't really know what I'm necessarily in the market for, but something a little bit more
well,
fun.
I do also have this rope. Um, it it can magically mend itself if you cut it. It'll sort of grow back to be 50 feet long. Um,
I could see how that would be useful. She's
Actually,
not
I'm
really.
sorry. Hold on just a second. I'm misreading or misunderstanding the thing. So how it actually works is like if you cut it and you put the pieces back together, you can make them like reattach.
Okay. It's like now she is just kind of like torn with herself. Like, does she do the responsible thing and pick up the equipment that could be useful for her travels, or does she hold on to what little childhood she has left and enjoy the trick dice? So she's like,
There's also this, and he holds up or they hold up this. It's a very dull looking like beige jumpsuit almost. It looks very very boring at first, but they go on to explain when you can sort of store, I guess would be the right word. You can store outfits into this, and then like magically you can switch between them. uh it's useful for people that find themselves in different social situations very easily. A lot of well, again, travelers, merchants and the like will have something like this that they can then they can use it to switch between cultures easily and stuff.
I do like that. And it's sort
it,
of.
it can duplicate other kinds of like magical clothing, but it can't it won't change the magic. It won't bring the magic of that clothing in. You'll still have to like wear that specific garment if you want its properties.
I think that is
Um,
the perfect match of what I'm looking for between form and function. And fun.
they smile a little sheepishly. Of course, it's just one gold ticket for it,
And she pulls out her gold ticket and hands it over.
and they fold up the garment and hand it over as well. Um, yeah, make mark down shift weave, all one word.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I know that one. I know that one.
the the stuff you got for blue tickets and gold tickets can be found on D&D Beyond. Not sponsored. Wish we were. That'd be great.
If you want to,
Anyway.
cool. But yeah, no.
Yeah, the stuff you got blue and the stuff you got gold can be found on D&D Beyond. They're just like actual magic items, basically.
Cool.
The red tickets are a little more complicated than that. We can
But
talk
they're
about that
fun.
after
Yeah.
stream, but yeah.
Very cool. So after she has like gathered up her little toys, she smiles and like, it's always a pleasure talking to you, Quark. How are you doing?
Oh, well, uh, pretty good, I think. If it's not too much trouble, miss, there is a bit of an issue. It's been hard finding help for it because the guards, they tend to be busy and they don't do like personal stuff. But I have been having an issue with a sort of oh, what's the word? Infestation. If you happen to know someone who is looking for some coin or is a bit handy with weapons, that would be helpful. I thought they were rats, but they're a bit more than that.
When you say more than that, what exactly do you mean?
Oh, well, I think something I made might have created them. They
Oh,
they have some magical properties to them. I am not entirely sure what the extent is, but they're more dangerous than ordinary rats and quite a bit larger.
oh,
Um,
some rodents. Okay, some magically infused rodents of unusual size.
yes, certainly rodents of unusual size, definitely, and wasn't expecting that reference. Um,
They're
yeah,
magically infused and totally distinct.
I got a nasty bite from them actually, and they roll up their sleeve to show you the bite mark that is softly pulsing purple, um,
Oh,
in a more magical way than you might expect.
in an
It doesn't
arcana check magical way?
uh
Medicine check?
Arcana, medicine, either which your choice.
Let's do
Um,
medicine.
11.
11. That sounds about
I
right.
mean, you can tell it's not normal. It doesn't look like an infection like you would expect from an animal bite, or a bruise. The way the purple shifts on the skin, it's clearly not normal. That's about the extent that you can really glean.
Hmm. That is quite interesting. Does it hurt?
Um, no, but it has well, I think it has. It might be something else. I have been having like odd dreams. I guess. It
Dreams from rodent bites.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's a bit hard to explain. It's been like I've almost like my dreams are from like a rodent's perspective, if that makes sense.
Like
It's
small rodents or more of the unusually sized ones?
I don't know. The dreams are hard to remember, but it's been very odd, and it, it it's only happened since the bite, um which was only a couple of days ago, so it's hard to establish a pattern so quickly, but yeah.
I see. Um, where where would this occurring? Where would one go to see this for themselves?
Right now I have them cordoned off in my cellar. Um, Unfortunately, it's also my workshop, but they're I don't think they're at risk of getting out. Which is good. I don't know what might happen, but it's made it very hard to do my work.
I could
Um,
imagine. Um, so where would I be able to find your where would I be able to find your workshop if I were to try to come
oh,
help?
well, I don't have the city map up at the moment, but
That's okay.
they direct you to they like point out where it is and sort of give you directions to from where the festival is currently placed.
And she just kind of like takes some notes. And how many do you know are there? I know that what you know is not necessarily what we'll find, but are we
I
looking for like a dozen?
four so
Four.
far, but sometimes more. It seems like sometimes they can duplicate themselves. I don't
Duplicate.
know. I don't know how it works. It doesn't seem permanent when it happens, but it's made them very challenging to deal with. I lost a homunculus to them just last week, actually. But not just last week. It's been 2 days. Oh Lord, my brain's a mess. Daylight savings time has ruined me.
Daylight
Uh,
savings time will do that to the best of us for sure.
I actually I lost my my assistant homunculus yesterday to it, trying
Oh,
to trying to have him handle it. It did not go well.
okay. So would the homunculus be possibly savable, salvageable if I were to go find him? Or
I
do
don't
you
know.
know? Okay,
I
that's absolutely
I mean
fair.
the pieces are presumably still down there, but I don't think the magic is in effect anymore. So it would by the time you got to it, it would most likely just be scrap, which is still useful. Make no mistake, but I don't think that it would still count as a homunculus anymore.
Okay. All of this is good information. Um, four of them, but sometimes it seems like they are like temporarily more of them. She thinks about this for a moment. Still being like new adult herself and trying to figure out a lot about more than like magic, but like more than magic that she's aware of. She knows that druidic magic is its own thing, and I would assume that she's probably more versed in that than anything else. But she knows other magic exists, even if she doesn't know anything about it. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
So, could she do like an Arcana check to see like if she can guess
Sure.
anything about like what these magical rodents might be doing?
Sure. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Yeah, it's a 9. So yeah,
So the answer is 9.
the answer is 9.
Um, I mean, she's heard of some things that can duplicate either for real or sort of an illusion, but nothing in particular seems like it's this. Um,
Doesn't seem like this. Like I know druid crafting can sometimes create an illusion of sorts, but it's nothing that would be of unusual size. They're usually very small. I will think on this, however, and I will do my best to help you. Um, is there a key or anything that I need to be aware of to try to get into your workshop? Is it locked?
oh, I'll probably be present there after the festival is over. So just come by anytime during the day, and I mean, I'm still open for business. Like I said, they're still cordoned down below. I just can't make new items, but yeah, no. If you show up during the day, I can let you in.
I will see you tomorrow morning then.
Oh, thank you. I will be glad to be rid of these.
I'll be happy to do my best to help.
And of course, I would insist on rewarding you as well. Services rendered should always be paid.
Very much appreciated, but let's discuss that possibly when the deed is done. It's not something that's of super import at the moment.
Of course, of course. Um, is there anything more I can do for you today?
Well, at the moment, it's like I've been able to go play some games. I've gotten some fun trinkets from the games. I'm actually quite amused. I'm quite happy at the moment. Um, and Quark might be able to tell that, I'm assuming that they would know a bit about the fact that she is, like, of import in the kingdom, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I assume that would
Like
be.
I said, you've met before, so
Yeah.
she would they. Good lord. They would know you at least in passing, if not personally. Um, yeah.
And they would know of where she is with everything, too. So, um, they would probably also get the feeling if they had not spent a lot of time with her previously, or even if they did, that, young adults do cray things. They're still kids.
True.
They don't always plan for their best lives right out of the gate. Um, and you can see that there's like a little bit of like that. What's the word I'm looking for? Like not quite posturing, but there's like a little bit of that. Like, oh, I'm comfortable with everything here. Everything's going to be fine. How do I make dinner? You know, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know how to make a hot pocket.
The arrogance of youth.
Yes, the arrogance of youth, where like everything is going to be fine, everything is going to be wonderful. I can do everything, but I can't do my laundry. Um, Little things like
I mean,
that.
in fairness, in a magical world, especially as a princess, you probably wouldn't have had to.
Well, and in fairness, that's true with all that too. But it's just she's on that precipice of adulthood where she thinks she's probably a lot more prepared for things than she actually is, and so she doesn't necessarily know what she needs until she's had more experience out in the world to figure that out.
It makes a DM note to make sure that there's lots of abuse and no.
Oh gosh.
Have to beat that arrogance right out.
Rude, rude, rude.
Um, yeah. They don't have reason to believe you can't do it. So while the arrogance is maybe evident, they don't really have a reason to question it either.
Well,
Is there anything else you intend to do with the festival?
is there anything else to do with the festival?
Well, there is there is going to be a sort of performance later. Again, sort of recapping the day the doors to the different planes were closed and sort of some of that history around that. But
She will certainly go when that's ready. If that's the thing that's happening today, she will certainly go and be in the audience front row center to watch that performance.
okay.
But beyond that, there's not much more that she knows. Like, would she be able to be part of that, or would she be watching that?
A good question. Um, you would know that this was planned as something that a traveling performing troupe was putting on. So there's not it's not like an audience participation thing where like they're like, hey everyone, let's go fight the monsters. It's like a storytelling. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a play.
Yeah, it's a play.
It's a play of sorts.
It's a play of sorts. Okay. It's Hamlet.
Good Lord, time flies. Yeah, you would have a few hours to kill in the afternoon. The play is intending to occur in the evening, just before dusk, as the sky is beginning to darken and shadows are beginning to lengthen.
Yeah, she'll just go enjoy the festival. She'll pick up little tidbits here and there, get another drink or two as things pass by, greet all of her people, and just kind of like try to enjoy things and let everybody kind of see her enjoying things with them. So
Perfect. All right. So the afternoon passes with food and drink and general merrymaking. And as the evening begins to roll around, oh Lord, I should have thought of the name. The group begins to set up on stage. The large crystal braziers that light the stage are shifted to an almost ominous red color, and they sort of pulse slowly as the group is setting up to sort of build some tension. And sorry. Yeah, that's good enough, I suppose. They start with some slow, sort of gentle strumming as they set the scene, and they describe relatively quickly the event that started the Dark Ages, just sort of glazing past the opening of the portals. And the song is entirely accompanied with illusions showing various monsters and imagining what the portals might have looked like. Obviously, no one alive knows. But as they get into the as they get into the end of the Dark Ages, things slow down again, and they they detail some of the various heroes that, or what were purported to be heroes anyway, the various heroes that were responsible for fighting back the monsters and protecting people, for whom the various continents and stuff that currently exist are named. Um, while the record of who these heroes were exactly has been lost, you would know. Let me find my notes real quick. Sorry. Um, all right, so yeah, you would know them as well, the continents of the world: Jesle, Neadrehun, Maris, Agansho, Argoris, Iocrane, Clayea, and Reden. This group of heroes was mostly responsible for, as the stories say, ending the Dark Ages and pushing monsters back through the portals. Obviously, that's not what I'm trying to say. Hold on. As the story begins to sort of wrap up, with these heroes sort of dying one by one, mostly to old age, the story goes on to explain the proliferation of these various creatures and entities throughout the world today. The various religions, the various people that have those magical influences of the Fae and Celestials and so on. And the story wraps up a little bit after dusk with essentially a Happy New Year celebration. And that is about it. I'm sorry, today was rough.
Alright. So bringing things to... the festival is now drawing to a close, then?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yes, the festival is drawing to a close.
Would this be something that she... would the festival be something that she would head back home after the festival and then come out here? Or would this be something that she is... the festival is something that people are, taking part of, and so she's hanging out at the inn or doing, camping outside because there's, campfires, or how does this work?
There are probably some people that are going to sort of stay the night with intentions to clean up in the morning, that would camp out just for the fun of it, because the weather is nice. But you're not necessarily expected to do that. You're welcome to, of course. But the festival itself is over, and the majority of people that attended have left for their homes or additional activities, go to more pubs and stuff or whatever. But the festival itself has ended and a new year has begun officially.
She'll sit there with a drink in hand, just kind of watching as the sun sets over the side. New year.
Hashtag New Year, New Me.
New year, new me. Yes, absolutely. There's so much that I feel like I'm needing to do now. One day at a time, Kaji. One day at a time. You can handle this. Absolutely.
You would know that your journey is to begin after the festival is over. You would probably assume that when you return to the palace, things will officially be underway, whether that's tonight or tomorrow, or...
Well, if she knows
if you try to hold on and not return for a while, that's an option.
Well, and knowing that, and knowing that she has promised to help with the rats tomorrow, she won't head back home just yet. She'll either hang out under the stars helping everybody else, or she will just kind of like hang back and what's the word I'm looking for? She'll either, my brain's not working either. She'll hang out under the stars with everybody else, or she will sorry, I got distracted by something. I'm trying to get rid of it. Regardless, I'll wait for a minute. She will either hang out with everybody who's under the stars, totally cool, totally fine there, or she will get a room at a nearby pub, nearby inn, and go from there.
Pick which one.
Pick which one. Hold on. Making me do things. She will be hanging out under the stars tonight, just kind of helping out where she can.
Okay, so go ahead and just roll me just roll a straight dexterity check. See how much help you actually provide.
How helpful am I? Hey, I'm pretty helpful.
Pretty helpful. Yeah. No, you actually do quite a bit. Help them pack stuff up and clean up. And because of that, the cleanup actually tends to go much smoother than, well, not much, like it was all bad, but like it goes smoother and it goes quicker than expected.
That's good.
With your helpfulness, you are now faced with an evening under the stars, if you wish. It's probably around 11ish right now. After the cleanup, the crystal braziers are beginning to be I guess you could say snuffed. They're not flames, but they're being sort of put away for the night. The darkness is slowly being allowed in. There are a handful of tents that people have put up, or hammocks that they've stretched between trees with intent of sleeping in the open air. But for the most part, things are winding and quieting down.
And she'll just kind of like put her hands back behind her head, take a deep breath, and stare out at the stars. I like how like my background is like all sorts of stars too, and like I'm disappearing into it. Woo. Anyhow, but yeah, she'll just lie back, thinking about, like, enjoying the stars around her, enjoying the night sky, and just kind of thinking about the days ahead.
Sure.
Tomorrow,
Cool.
Rats. After Rats, we'll see where the day takes us. She'll slowly close her eyes and just let sleep overcome her.
And I think with that, we'll go ahead and close out for today. A little bit shorter than last week, but this is a good stopping point. Yeah. That's the end of this week's episode. Music was pulled from tubersongs.com. Highly encourage people to go there, pay for the music and stuff. The composer creates all of this, creates many different kinds of music with intent for people to use them however they wish. He says you don't have to credit him, but like, why wouldn't you? Yeah. Character art was done by Tiff herself, for herself. We play on Roll20. We'll see you next week.